You know, even here in the oil capital of Canada, people get it. Gas prices go up, costs more to drive your car. Now, there are ways of getting better gas mileage, but what about a car that uses no gasoline at all? Ed Robertson found a guy out here who's charged up about that idea.
Nathan Armstrong drives a very sensible car. It's not flashy, but it's good on gas. In a few years, he hopes to be driving this. A sensible-looking car that doesn't use any gas at all.
It's got a plug-in system with an onboard charger. It's got the battery exchange. It's got a generator in the back. And that's really only if we need it for the X-Prize.
The X-Prize is a competition amongst automobile designers to come up with a car that gets the equivalent of 100 miles to the gallon and can go from Calgary to Edmonton on a single charge. Most entries resemble a rocket ship more than a family sedan, but Nathan's creation looks like your basic grocery getter.
We joined into the X-Prize at the very beginning. So I think there was 4 or 5 contestants at that point. And there was the air car, there was the one that went on rails, all this kind of business, right? And we figured, well, if people are going to be going that direction, let's do it the other way. Let's just do a normal-looking car. Let's do one that isn't much of a stretch from your average VW Golf or Mazda 3 or something, right?
Right now, it doesn't look like anything. It's just a big block of styrofoam.
Stand clear of the mill.
Modern car design is mostly done on a computer. With the click of a mouse, you can move a headlight or reposition the engine. But at some point, you want to see your creation in a tangible, three-dimensional model. By the end of the day, this cylinder of foam will be a 1/2 scale model of the Switch.
It's called the Switch because of 2 reasons. Because it's a switch to EVs, and it's a switch to a different kind of philosophy behind the vehicle. And it's also called the Switch because of the battery exchange system.
Rather than a plug-in car you charge at home or a hybrid engine that burns gas to charge the batteries, with a battery exchange system, you simply pull up to your neighborhood battery station where your depleted battery is pulled out and a fully charged one is put in.
The nice thing about that system is that you don't own the battery. So when you buy the car, you're not buying the battery, right? Which is a huge chunk of the cost of the car. So then that cost comes out of the price of the vehicle.
The foam model is being made at Calgary's Heavy Industries, an ironic name for a workshop where everything is made of styrofoam.
We've milled everything from dinosaurs to 20-foot army men to a 40-foot golf tee on this machine.
3 pounds of foam is fine for the model, but the real car needs more advanced materials.
The final car is going to be a composite matrix, mainly glass fiber, with some carbon fiber and some Kevlar where needed. The whole thing could be carbon fiber, but it's really no great advantage over glass fiber because of cost, et cetera, et cetera. So you just put the carbon where you need it. The rest is the glass. You have some Kevlar in key crash areas. Then we've got an aluminum frame around the battery pack and a steel door beam.
It's not just the body that uses new materials.
We're working with a company that are actually making polymer gears for this transmission. They're plastic gears, and they don't use any lubricant, and they run at half the coefficient of friction of a regular steel gear. So any gearheads out there will understand that, you know, you halve your coefficient of friction in your transmission, you've just created a huge efficiency gain, extraordinary, beyond anything that you could achieve any other way. So, you know, those kind of small things will help, you know, kind of make this car something special.
We're going to clean up the mess and then we'll change bits and do a final cut here.
Cool. This will take about how long?
Probably 3 times as long as the roughing.
The drill bit is replaced for the second pass.
The second bit has a smaller tip. It allows us to use a smaller step over, which gives us a better end product.
But something doesn't look right.
Not a problem.
The bit is cutting away too much foam.
What I'm doing here is rewriting the program with a smaller step over for our finishing bit. It'll just take a couple minutes for it to calculate the tool path. From this, we'll take the program, put it back on the mill, and we'll be ready to go.
With the new software installed,
we got her figured.
The cutting resumes. Once around the block with a smaller drill bit,
and that takes care of the milling.
And the chassis of the car is complete.
Okay.
All it needs now is a few finishing touches. It's a futuristic car that looks like well, a regular car.
We figured if the EVs are ever going to make headway into the market, they have to not be much of a stretch beyond what's existing today. Right? You can go radical, you can do something extreme, you can really set a benchmark for efficiency or for style, but then at the end of the day, who's going to buy it? How many are going to be able to sell?
There's $10 million up for grabs for the winner of the X Prize, but if the auto industry embraces the new concepts, we could all be winners.
It's not a personal mission. This is a much larger picture going on here than just one team wanting to win $10 million. This is a progression of the whole industry and moving it to the next level where we can have sustainable transportation and not be wreaking havoc, on the earth just by moving yourself around.
All we need now are drivers willing to make a switch.
And you can learn more about the competitors in the Automotive X Prize by visiting our website, discoverychannel.ca.